Peace and blessings, love and light, and welcome to day 163 of the 365-day challenge. It's your girl Kim, and happy Thursday. I hope you all are having a spectacular day and that you are continuing in your healthy habits, mind, body, and spirit to make overall wellness a habit. Okay, one little tip and trick about habits. We look at some, there are good habits and there are bad habits, okay? But when we're talking about our good habits and our healthy habits, what we're doing is we're creating situations that are become our norm, just like brushing our teeth or putting on our clothes. But things that we can do to kind of spice those things up when we're talking about our habits are to do some things a little different. I get up at 5:30 every morning like clockwork to do my exercise, and that's whether I'm traveling or not. But what I do is I do different types of exercise. I don't do the same exercise every day. I do a lot of strength training, or I may do, ride my recumbent bike, or, I may do some cardio. I do different types of exercise. So even though I get up and it is my norm to get up and do exercise, I do a different type of exercise each and every day. So that keeps things a little spicy. Some things that you can do that can help with your mental habits are to do things a little different. Do you know what shoe you put on first when you put your shoes on? Do you normally put on your shirt first, or do you put your pants on first? Change things up a little bit in your daily routine, and that keeps your mind working. That keeps you sharp and on your toes. Okay, so think about that. Did you ever think about that question? What shoe do you put on first? You have to think about it because we do it without thought. And so sometimes when we have to put thought to those things, it makes us a little bit more mindful. So that's just a little tip when we're talking about our habits. But today I wanted to talk about food allergies. Okay, we talked about, the importance of processing food, but what happens when we have issues with our, with how we're eating or what we're eating? Okay, and what I mean is, you eat something that you may have been eating for years, and then all of a sudden you realize that you're having an itchy throat, or you're swelling, or you're having some type of allergic reaction. Okay, it's important for us to be mindful of how foods that we're eating affect us. And even though it's something that we may be eating for years and years, like I ate pork and beef for years, and then what happened was my body just didn't seem to process it well. It seems like I was eating rocks, and it would sit in my stomach for long periods of time, and it would cause me abdominal pain. And so I had to begin to realize, maybe this is something that I can no longer eat. So we have to be cognizant of the food that we're putting in our body and how it affects us. Is it causing any type of inflammation? Do we get a headache when we eat certain food? These may be cues that something is wrong with the food that we're eating, whether it be food poisoning or whether it be that we're now developing some type of allergic reaction to that particular food. And so it's important for us to consult our physician when these things happen. If it's happening on a regular basis and we're noticing that every time we eat seafood now, we're having a sore throat or we're having some type of reaction. And so we may have to do what's called an elimination diet, where we're taking certain things out of our diet for 7 to 14 days and seeing if we're still experiencing the same symptoms that we were experiencing when we ate that particular food. So it's important to take our cues from our body and to realize if something is no longer working for us, like a lactose intolerance or something like that, that we are treating it so that we're not causing harm to our body or to our system trying to process foods that are no longer agreeing with us. Okay, so make sure that you're tapping into your body. Just like you have indicator lights on your car to tell you when something is wrong, your body will indicate when something is wrong as well. So check out for those symptoms. Do an elimination diet if you have to, if you're noticing that certain foods are causing you a reaction, and begin to eliminate them from your diet and look for other healthy substitutions for those things. Okay, and that will do it for your tips for today. Be sure to sprinkle self-love and self-care all over yourself, and then make sure that you have a most spectacular day. And until I see you all tomorrow, I say peace.